Hola amigos, welcome to Life for Living Well channel. Please subscribe to keep the channel going. You can also check us out by visiting our website on www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Sit down and enjoy the helpful topic for this week. Hey, hola amigos, welcome to Life for Living Well. My name is Richard, and the topic I have for you this week, I call it a life that is fulfilled. Let's get started. Recently, I've been asking people that are very close to me several deep questions. And some of these questions is not necessarily something that I plan in advance. It might be something that popped in during my meditation time, or the time that I went for a walk, or something that I'm reading and it strike a chord in me, and I throw it to say every other people view and perspective about the particular topic. So that is why this topic come this week, that I call a life that is fulfilled. So what exactly is that? How do you know if your own life is already fulfilled, or is something that you need to work on, and maybe you're already working on it? Maybe that is what you really aspire to be. Maybe you haven't really opened your consciousness to that at this moment, and that is fine. So, but if you listen to me this right now, and this message is for you, and just take it with a grace. So recently, I've been asking people that are very close to me several deep questions. Some of these questions, people are taken aback and pondered about the right answer to those questions, which I appreciate that there may be the time to think about it, and also to able to connect to those questions and find what is fulfilling life for them, rather than my own interpretation of it. So what is it like to be fulfilled in life? So these are the questions that I throw to them. So I'm throwing those questions to you too, as well as you listen to this podcast this week. A fulfilling life, how does it look like and feel like? So these are the questions, and you cannot just raising or thinking yourself out of it. You have to combine how you feel and you're thinking about it and put them together and see how it play out in your own life. So looking around you today, almost everyone may do things that they think will make their life fulfill one way or the other. As we have many options and resources today, so it is even more challenging in our current generation to pull down a fulfilling life, because we are so surrounded with multiple options, and we get distracted every few seconds, and it's always a battle to maintain or focus on one thing at the same time. Even friendship is always a challenge to keep it on, because you are bombarded with the influx of choices. But how do we define a fulfilling life? if you have to compare when people are 3 or 4 different job options about 1,000 years ago, compared to now where you have thousands of different kinds of jobs that can fetch you an income. So you no longer have to depend on your physical strength alone to able to provide a food for yourself and your family if you have one 1,000 years ago. Today, you make a living, could be through your talent, could be through your education, could be through your training. But does that make it a fulfilling life? Or so today is even more challenging for us, because that's why we have many people that their well-being, their mental health are being pushed to the limit, because they're constantly striving for more, deeper. So if our job is not enough to give us a fulfilling life, what is it that can give us a fulfilling life? So this is what this podcast is trying to explore and be in the journey together. As me, myself, as making this podcast is also a reflection of a mirror for me as a person, that I'm still working on it. Not that I'm a finished product, I'm still actually working on it. So looking around you today, almost everyone may do things that they think will make their life fulfill one way or the other. As we have many options and resources today, either to buy this attraction that we feel will make us fulfill. But the question is, how fulfilled are you? So you will have known 1 or 2 people that they are exposed, or they are work so hard, or they have used their creativity to create enough income for themselves. So they are able to buy a lot of this attraction, such as go on frequent holidays, such as getting involved in activities that stimulate you. Is this a fulfilling life, or you just having fun? Or you could have a fulfilling life and able to embrace that to your life. But sometimes this is what the media portray to us and show us that if your life is like this, that you are in your yacht and you're able to travel to whatever you want to go, whatever you eat that you want to eat. But then suddenly you see these individuals sometimes living one life that they show to the outside world, but they actually really struggle with their mental health, and they couldn't cry for help because the way societies have pictured them. And that emptiness is something that you cannot fill with a bottle of alcohol. You cannot fill with unlimited resources of money. You cannot fill it with other people, because you feel that emptiness deep inside of you. Sadly, as a result, the majority of people are taking their own life because they couldn't face that hollowness that they're feeling. So that we know that having a lot of resources, having a lot of income to buy a lot of this attraction does not guarantee a fulfilling life. But what exactly guarantees a fulfilling life? Today, having a lot of wealth and a stable relationship sadly do not guarantee a fulfilling life. Living a fulfilling life may improve your well-being, health, and mental health. You are no longer living your life to please others, but you live according to your core values. So this is what a fulfilling life will bring for you. So when you are living your life, it's actually more intrinsic values rather than intrinsic values. You are not just attached to the things outside of you, because you could lose all of them. And if your self-worth was based on your job title, or based on your family, based on your marriage, based on your income, based on your property, what happens if you lose all those things? Because all those things I just listed is always outside of you. So if the wind comes and just blow it away, what's going to happen? Mates, I used to know someone a few years ago. For some reason, he changed the country, and and the title he had in the previous country that he's working as a consultant. So when he now took his qualification to another country, because of the politics and the policy, he was demoted. He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy at all because he was doing everything that he used to do 20 years ago before he became a consultant in his field. And his self-confidence was shattered big time because he put so much attachment to that title that she owned. So she began to think all the time. She thought that maybe it's not good. It's not good because it's just title is finished. And every time something happened, he blamed himself for it. He continued to say, "Oh, this thing happened because he was just joined the group. That's why they're having a problem." And that's a lot of negative talk to himself. So in that sense, so trying to say is that there's so many things that if you build, you cannot build yourself. Living a fulfilling life actually means that you have developed a core values, and most of these values are intrinsic values. That's something that is within your own control. So Abraham Maslow once said that you can take everything from a man, but one thing you cannot take away from him is his free will to live. And that is very important as well. So look at our news today. You watch the news, read the newspaper, listen to the news on the TV. The one thing they have in common is the stories of people that have it all. Even these people might even envy their neighbor that have less than them. I remember a great story in the scripture of a king that so rich, so strong, can have everything. Despite the fact that he has all these women, beauty, he's still lustful against his subject wife. And what happened is the woman nature. He became possessive of it, and because he became possessive, he wanted to cover up his deed. He was worried about the publicity, negative publicity that would come. He killed the woman's husband, and he took his wife, and he lost a lot as a result of that. So all those things that you could have a lot of things and you think like that should be enough. Unfortunately, more is always less when you are pushing yourself into this side or way of thinking. So looking to the news today, there's a story full of story of successful people, one way or the other, but these people also envy their neighbors with what they have, and that makes them feel so empty inside. Despite the fact that the outside shows that they must be filled and full and they must lack nothing. So let's look to what may happen when we ourselves are starting to live our life, live a fulfilling life. And to do that, we got to create a few intrinsic values for ourselves. But I'm just going to show you a few benefits of having a fulfilling life. A fulfilling life might be as simple as be consistent with your family. May be as simple as be truthful with your deed to yourself and others. It might simple as be generous. It might simple as creating a business that will employ people or creating a job for your community. It might simple as come up with a solution that will help your community or the world. It might as simple as picking the litters around your corners of your area and make it clean for yourself and everyone and the universe. So, creating a fulfilling life is very subjective, and it depends what is fulfilling for you. But what's more important is that once you live your life like this, then there's no space for emptiness. But when you question all the time, Am I living a fulfilling life? Probably you are not. That's why your soul is questioning it. And it's fine. So it's just for you to choose what is fulfilling life for you. So you might be asking yourself this question a few times before you get your aha moment. So there's no particular books or even the podcast like this that will completely direct you or giving you a blueprint. What this podcast is just to facilitate or engage you in asking yourself some of the deep questions, and the answer will come within you. The answer to that is within you already. But to open it, your mind, your soul have to be open to it. So let's quickly look into the benefits of having a fulfilling life. Number one, peace of mind. People that live a fulfilling life exhibit a peace of mind as they live their life according to intrinsic values. That is true. And number two, you begin to appreciate your own alone time, me time. I call it me time. You begin to appreciate it more. You begin to enjoy your alone time. Your dependency to other validations and attention no longer apply to you. And this is true. You're no longer seeking out other people's attention or validation just to validate your presence. That no longer required anymore. And by the time you spend time with these people, they begin to appreciate you a lot. In fact, they want to ask for more time with you because you lift them up. Number three, gratitude. So your appreciation for all the experiences you have is increased. So people that live fulfilling life, they no longer attached to a particular experience like, oh, everything has to be positive, everything has to be negative. The day and night are all day. So your experience can be pleasant, it can be unpleasant, but the gratitude they have for it is what the lesson those experiences have taught them. Number four, fun. Happy people do more fun, not more fun to be happy. So sometimes you make a mistake when you see people that do fun. You might think that, oh, they are doing it so they can be happy. That's a mistake. In fact, most people do fun things is because they are happy. So firstly, you create the happiness in you, and that happiness will push you to have more positive experience of things. So fun could just be making a pancake that you've never done before. Fun could be adding a new good habit to your life rather than worry about your bad habits. Begin to add a new positive habit to your life. Could be fun. Dancing. If you've never danced before, dance and join the group. Do things that you always want to do, but for some reason you are not motivated enough to do because you always need somebody else to push you. Join the group. That might help you to create that more. And like I said, happy people do more fun, not more fun to be happy. So because most people get it wrong, they think if they want to be happy, they need to do more fun. But people that are happy, they naturally do more fun. So you handle boredom with positive intention. So at the end of the day, one of the key things that make a lot of people not able to sit still or just being is because the relationship to boredom is very toxic. So they bombard it with a lot of distraction. So running away from themselves. But wherever you go, there you are. So you can be among thousands of people and you can still feel lonely. And that's the sad thing about the whole thing. You can surround yourself with the people and you can still feel lonely, empty inside. Okay, number 5. Take ownership of health. So you will become more proactive, taking care of your health, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So when you live in a fulfilling life, there's no way you will abandon or ignoring your responsibilities to take care of your physical health, emotional, mentally. And number 6, face your fear. This is very important. And you think that people that do a lot of things, they are fearless or they don't have a fear. No, they do. They just don't run away from it. And maybe talking to somebody that you really like, but you don't know how to do it because you are worried of rejection. You're afraid. So rejection is just the perception of the person that rejects you. But if you don't reject yourself, then it has no weight. You just thank them and move on, rather than spending your time to overthinking it. And you wanted to ask for a raise, and you feel like you've done enough to warrant it, then speak to your boss. Find a way to talk to him, and without worry about no or that cannot do it. It will open the door. It will show you that you value yourself and you think you're worth it. And so you will feel fear, but you are bold and courageous to confront it, either to change your situation or life. Fear will show its head, but your courage is enough to handle it. So what facing your fear will shows you is to awake the sleeping lion within you, which is your courage. Because in this world, without courage, you hardly can do a great things. Your courage will make you to knock the door that you never thought that you can knock it. And you don't know which of these doors will open, but it's a lot of them. You just keep knocking. If one doesn't open, move to another door, move to another door, move to another door. And lastly, which is the last point that I put down for benefit of living a fulfilling life, I call it internal locus of being. So internal locus of being, your self-worth no longer depends on external objects. So these are the people that you will notice that they no longer blaming external things for what happened in their life. They're no longer blaming anyone for how their life has turned. They look into the role they play as a person and they take ownership of it. So they know that if they work hard, they can make things happen. If they don't know things, they can go and read about it. If they need help, they can ask for it. They don't just say, well, I'm not good in this, or I'm always bad, or I'm always fail. So, and this is very important because some people, they praise themselves based on their genetic talent. Genetic talent, what I mean by that is the beauty, the height that they have. So they don't work for that. It's just because it's been given to them by nature. What is more important is, what did they use those genetic talent for? Did they use it to just benefit themselves alone? Did they use it to exploit others? So these are the things that determine whether somebody live a fulfilling life. So internal locus of being. Your self-worth no longer depends on external objects. You become empowered to change your situation. So I'm going to leave you with this single word: embrace a fulfilling life as a way of life. So let us know how and what is fulfilling life to you. Thank you for listening to this podcast this week, and thank you for your support. And just 22 gone from this podcast. I wish you have an amazing week, and I hope you're safe. And until next week, keep smiling. Ciao. From everyone here, from Life for Living Well, we say hasta luego, amigos. Thank you for your time this week. May your rest of the week be safe and loving. Please subscribe to our channel to keep it going. And you can find more information on our website by visiting www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Goodbye.